Be Me, 28, Madison Brooks, investigative journalist for BuzzFeed. Specialize in exposing toxic masculinity and dating culture abuse. Viral articles about male manipulation tactics get millions of views. Won Journalism Award for The Predator's Guide to Dating Apps. My Beat. Uncovering how men systematically exploit women in relationships. Editor assigns me explosive news story. What men really think about women. Going undercover in male spaces to document their true attitudes. Expecting to find misogyny, objectification, and predatory strategies. Will create career-defining expose of male dating psychology. Perfect chance to prove men are performing fake personalities to exploit women. My expertise, teaching women to identify red flags and set boundaries. Core belief, men lie about their true intentions to get what they want. They present false versions of themselves to manipulate women into relationships. My job is exposing their real desires behind the performance. Protecting women from predatory male dating strategies. Latest research project, The Hidden Truth About Male Dating Psychology. Planning anonymous survey where men can be completely honest. No judgment, no consequences, just raw truth about what they actually want. Expecting to uncover systematic deception and objectification. Will finally prove men are performing fake personalities to exploit women. Partner with University of California Psychology Department for credibility. Design survey guaranteeing complete anonymity for male respondents. Questions about sexual expectations, relationship goals, ideal partner traits. What they tell women versus what they really think. Perfect setup to expose male duplicity in dating. Launch survey across California, Texas, Florida, and New York. Target demographics. Single men aged 22 to 40, diverse backgrounds. Promoted through Reddit, dating apps, men's forums. Expecting flood of misogynistic responses about using women for sex. Ready to document systematic male deception in dating market. First responses shock me. Not what I expected at all. Instead of objectification and manipulation tactics. Finding vulnerability and fear of rejection dominating responses. Men describing terror of being authentic because it leads to abandonment. This doesn't match my research hypothesis. Anonymous response number 1. I pretend to be confident because women hate insecurity. But I'm anxious about everything. My job, my appearance, my personality. If I show real me, she'll realize I'm not good enough. So I perform this fake alpha version until she gets bored and leaves. This sounds like trauma response, not predatory strategy. Response number 2. I lie about my salary on dating apps. Make $45,000 as social worker, but say $65,000. Women in LA won't date men who make less than them. I help abused kids all day, but that doesn't pay enough to be dateable. He's lying to meet impossible female financial standards, not to deceive for sex. Response number 3. I never tell dates about my depression medication. Women say they want sensitive men, but run when you're actually struggling. Last girlfriend said my anxiety was exhausting. Now I hide all mental health issues until they're invested. He's concealing vulnerability to avoid rejection, not manipulation. Pattern emerges across hundreds of responses. Men aren't lying to exploit women. They're lying to avoid abandonment and rejection. Performing fake versions of themselves to meet female expectations. Fear drives deception, not malicious intent to harm. Most common lies men tell on dating apps according to survey. 1. Inflating height by 1 to 2 inches, 73% of respondents. 2. Exaggerating income by 20 to 40%, 68% of respondents. 3. Hiding mental health struggles, 61% of respondents. 4. Downplaying age by 1 to 3 years, 44% of respondents. 5. Concealing lack of dating experience, 39% of respondents. But reasons for lying don't match my feminist framework. They're trying to meet impossibly high female standards. Not trying to deceive women into unwanted sexual situations. Lying about inadequacies, not strengths they plan to exploit. Self-protection, not predation. Dig deeper with follow-up questions about sexual expectations. Expecting to find evidence of male entitlement and objectification. Instead, finding men terrified of seeming too sexual or pushy. Many describing complete sexual starvation and desperation for intimacy. Not the predatory sexuality I expected to document. Anonymous response about sex. I haven't been touched by a woman in 8 months. When I finally get date, I'm terrified of making wrong move. If I try to kiss her, I might be called creepy or rapey. If I don't try, she thinks I'm not interested in ghosts. This is anxiety about consent, not entitlement to sex. Another sexual honesty response. I pretend I don't want sex that much. Because women think all men are just trying to get laid. But I'm dying for physical intimacy and emotional connection. Have to act like sex doesn't matter so she doesn't think I'm using her. He's suppressing natural desires to avoid being labeled predatory. Men describing elaborate strategies to avoid seeming rapey. Waiting weeks before initiating any physical contact. Asking verbal permission for every kiss, touch, escalation. Second-guessing every sexual interaction. Many giving up entirely rather than risk accusation. One response particularly heartbreaking. I was accused of sexual assault after consensual hookup. She regretted it later and told mutual friends I pressured her. No proof needed. Everyone believed her immediately. Now I'm terrified of any physical intimacy. Men living in constant fear of false accusations destroying their lives. Survey section about relationship goals reveals more shocking honesty. Men desperately want commitment, but afraid to admit it. They've learned that seeming too interested scares women away. Performing casual indifference while craving deep connection. Playing games they hate because vulnerability gets punished. Response about commitment. I want to marry my girlfriend of 2 years. But she says she's not ready to think about that yet. If I bring up future, she pulls away and gets distant. So I pretend I'm fine being casual while dying inside. He's hiding his commitment desires, not avoiding them. Another relationship honesty. I deleted dating apps months ago, but told her I'm still figuring things out. She wants to keep options open, so I pretend I do too. Really, I just want to build life with someone who actually chooses me. Men performing unavailability to match female energy. Financial expectations section reveals brutal economic realities. Men bearing 85 to 90% of dating costs despite income equality. Expected to pay for everything while women split nothing. Many going into debt to fund dating lifestyle. But can't complain without seeming cheap or broke. Response about finances. Spent $3,000 this month on dating. Dinners, drinks, activities, Uber rides, everything. She makes more money than me, but never offers to pay. If I suggest splitting check, she loses interest immediately. He's financially supporting women who earn more than him. Another financial truth. I work overtime to afford dating lifestyle. $200 dinners, $150 activity dates, $100 drinks. My budget is destroyed, but admitting it makes me undateable. Women want men who can provide even for casual dating. Economic pressure creating unsustainable dating patterns for average men. Emotional expectations section, most revealing of all. Men providing unlimited emotional support while receiving none. Expected to be therapist, cheerleader, and motivational coach. But their own emotional needs dismissed as weakness or manipulation. Performing emotional strength while suffering in silence. Response about emotional labor. I listen to her work drama for hours. Give advice, validate her feelings, support her goals. But when I mention my dad's cancer diagnosis, she says she can't handle heavy stuff right now. One-sided emotional relationships destroying male mental health. Men describing having to hide. Family problems, work stress, financial pressure. Health issues, depression, anxiety, grief. Any emotion besides confidence and happiness. Becoming emotional robots to avoid female rejection. Physical standards section reveals crushing reality. Height requirements eliminating 85% of male population. Fitness expectations while women's weight is off-limits discussion. Men spending thousands on gym memberships, supplements, procedures. To meet standards most women don't apply to themselves. Response about appearance. I'm 5 feet 8 inches, which disqualifies me for most women. Spent $15,000 on personal trainer, supplements, new wardrobe. Got professional photos, teeth whitening, skincare routine. Still get rejected immediately for height I can't change. Men destroying themselves trying to meet impossible physical standards. Age expectations revealing double standard. Women demanding men same age, or older, while men accepting partners across wider age ranges. Older men labeled creepy for dating younger women, but older women praised for dating younger men. Survey responses about social pressure and judgment. Men afraid to approach women in public due to harassment accusations. Can't compliment appearance without being labeled creepy. Every interaction scrutinized for signs of toxicity. Many giving up entirely rather than navigate impossible social rules. Response about social anxiety. I see attractive woman at coffee shop. Want to introduce myself, but terrified of bothering her. What if she posts about creepy guy on social media? Easier to stay alone than risk viral humiliation. Social media creating paralysis around normal human interaction. Dating app section reveals psychological warfare. Men getting 1 to 2 matches per month on average. Women choosing from hundreds of options daily. Constant rejection destroying male self-esteem. Apps designed to extract money from male desperation. App honesty response. Spent $400 monthly on premium features. Boosts, super likes, enhanced visibility. Still get maybe 3 matches that lead nowhere. My therapist says I'm addicted to rejection. Dating apps creating gambling addiction with male loneliness. International dating section, most shocking. American men increasingly looking overseas for partners. Describing foreign women as more appreciative and realistic. Less entitled, more cooperative, better relationship partners. American women seen as uniquely difficult globally. Response about international dating. Flew to Philippines last year. Women there appreciated that I have job and treat them well. American women see that as bare minimum. Considering permanent move because dating here is impossible. American dating culture driving quality men overseas. Mental health impacts documented throughout survey. Male depression and suicide rates correlating with dating struggles. Many considering self-harm due to romantic isolation. Therapy focused on lowering expectations rather than finding love. Society offering no support for male dating trauma. Most devastating response. Planning suicide if still single at 35. I'm 33, tried everything. No woman has ever chosen me. Therapy doesn't help. Friends say keep trying. But some people aren't meant to be loved. Dating culture literally killing men through hopelessness. Compile survey results expecting to find male predation. Instead finding systematic psychological abuse of men. Women creating impossible standards, then blaming men for failing. Dating market designed to extract resources from desperate males, while providing unlimited options and validation to females. Results so shocking I question my entire career foundation. Men aren't lying to deceive and exploit women. They're lying to survive in dating market designed to destroy them. Every toxic behavior is actually trauma response to female cruelty. My feminist framework completely backwards. Share preliminary findings with feminist colleagues. Dr. Sarah Martinez. These men are manipulating your research. They're presenting themselves as victims to gain sympathy. Don't fall for sophisticated male sob story tactics. Feminist orthodoxy cannot process male victimhood data. Decide to conduct follow-up interviews for validation. Anonymous phone calls with survey respondents. Expecting to catch them in lies or contradictions. Instead, finding genuine human pain and vulnerability. Their honesty confirmed by emotional breakdown during calls. First interview with David, 29, teacher from Texas. Breaks down crying describing 5 years of dating failures. I'm good man, help special needs kids, volunteer on weekends. But I'm 5 feet 6 inches and make $40,000, so I'm genetic trash to women. Started planning suicide last month, realized nobody would miss me. His pain is real, not performance for female sympathy. Interview with Michael, 32, engineer from California. I lied about making $120,000 when I make $85,000. But rent here costs most of my income. Can't afford $200 dinner dates, but that's minimum expectation. Going into debt to pretend I'm successful enough to date. He's financially destroying himself to meet female standards. Interview with James, 28, veteran from Florida. Came back from Afghanistan with PTSD. Told last girlfriend about nightmares and anxiety. She said she couldn't handle damaged goods. Now I hide military service and mental health struggles. He's concealing trauma to avoid rejection, not manipulation. These interviews shatter my feminist worldview completely. Men aren't predators gaming innocent women. They're trauma victims adapting to psychological warfare. Modern dating is systematic abuse of male humanity, while society celebrates female cruelty as empowerment. Research data from dating apps supports male testimonies. Average woman receives 100x more matches than average man. Women rate 80% of men as below average attractiveness. Dating app revenue 85% male-funded through desperation. System designed to extract money from lonely men. Economic analysis of American dating culture. Men spend $2,000 plus annually on dating-related expenses. Women spend $300 annually, mostly on appearance. Male-to-female wealth transfer through dating estimated at $50 billion yearly. Modern dating is economic exploitation disguised as romance. Mental health crisis data correlating with my findings. Male suicide rates highest in areas with worse dating markets. Depression and anxiety among single men at historic highs. Therapy industry profiting from male romantic trauma. Society offering no solutions, only more shame. International data confirming American exceptionalism. U.S. women have highest relationship expectations globally. American dating culture uniquely toxic compared to other developed nations. Countries with traditional gender roles show higher male satisfaction. American feminism created dating hell for average men. Decision to publish findings despite career suicide. Can't continue promoting narratives contributing to male deaths. Title: The Silent Suffering. What Men Can't Tell Women About Dating. Document systematic psychological abuse disguised as female empowerment. Show how feminist dating advice is literally killing men. Publisher rejection across feminist media. Male victimhood doesn't align with our audience values. Women want empowerment content, not male sob stories. Reframe this as women having healthy standards. Profit motives prevent honest discussion about dating reality. Self-published book despite professional consequences. Feminist allies abandon me, speaking engagements canceled. Social media mob attacks for platforming misogyny. But suicide prevention advocates endorse research. Mental health professionals privately validate findings. Male response to book overwhelming. Thousands of men sharing personal stories confirming research. Many crediting book with preventing suicide attempts. Finally feeling seen and validated by credentialed expert. Grateful someone documented their hidden suffering. Female response initially hostile, but some breakthroughs. Mothers recognizing their sons in research data. Women admitting they've created impossible standards. Some lowering expectations and finding happiness. Slow cultural shift toward empathy for male experiences. Most powerful testimonial from Colorado reader. Man canceled suicide plan after reading validation of his experiences. Realized his struggles weren't personal failures. Started therapy focusing on trauma recovery, not self-improvement. Now advocates for other men in similar situations. 1 year post-publication, measuring cultural impact. Male suicide rates stabilizing in areas with high book circulation. Dating coaches incorporating male perspective into female client work. Some women reporting better relationships after lowering standards. Gradual acknowledgement that dating culture hurts men too. The hidden truth about what men won't tell women. They're not lying to manipulate and exploit. They're lying to survive psychological warfare disguised as dating. Every deception stems from terror of female rejection. Modern American women have created undateable standards. Men hide their true selves because authenticity gets punished. Vulnerability seen as weakness, emotions as manipulation. Financial struggles as inadequacy, mental health as damage. Height and appearance flaws as genetic failure. Basic human needs reframed as toxic masculinity. What men actually want but can't say. To be chosen for who they are, not what they provide. Emotional support during difficult times, not just giving it. Physical intimacy without being labeled predatory. Appreciation for their efforts instead of constant criticism. Partnership based on mutual respect, not performance metrics. The shocking reality I discovered through anonymous research. American dating culture is psychological torture for average men. Women have become impossible to please or satisfy. Men are dying inside while performing fake happiness. Society celebrates female cruelty as knowing their worth. My journey from feminist dating coach to male advocate. started believing men were predators, deceiving innocent women, discovered their victims hiding from systematic abuse. Feminist theory completely backwards about dating power dynamics. Truth required abandoning profitable victim narratives. Final insight that transformed my understanding. Men's toxic dating behaviors are trauma responses to systematic rejection, exploitation, and dehumanization. Women created impossible standards, then blame men for lying. Until we acknowledge this cruelty, good men will keep dying. The brutal truth: men won't tell women about dating. You've made yourselves impossible to please or satisfy. Your standards eliminate 95% of good men from consideration. You profit from male desperation while offering nothing in return. American women have become the toxic gender in dating.